today's video we are going to discuss internal rate of return, that is a IRR. Internal rate of return is a discounting rate which when applied to the cash flow of project produce net present value is nil. That means here we have to find out the net present value is 0. When it will find out when present expected all the cash flow should be equal to the cash outflow, or you can say it's equal to the initial investment. In another term we can say that it is a compound annual rate of return that the firm will earn if it invests in the project and receive the given cash inflow. Because the present cash flow is equal to the cash outflow, then we will get the net present value is 0. Now I tell you what is a rate of return, how to find out. Suppose if you want to open any company or business, that time you need a capital. You are going to search for the capital. You are taking a capital from the various sources, taking a debentures, shares, and so many sources you are using for getting capital. For that you have to pay the some return, that is a cost of capital. Suppose after having a capital, company going to invest over the any proposal, and from that they will get the certain percent. Suppose if the cost of capital we are talking about, that the company should retain a some percent to in a company. That's why they can be recover the initial amount or just to pay the return to their stockholder. And if they estimated they should have a 10% as a required rate of return. Okay, so it's a cost of capital, and when we company have a capital and they start to accessing the different proposal, and from that proposal if they are getting a 15%, definitely company ready to select that project, because cost of capital is a 10% and they are getting a 15% as a rate of return. So company always think about this project. So what is the IRR? That it is the point that company need to calculate discount rate which has produced a NPV of 0. That means company should find out that discount rate from the NPV is a 0. This is a IRR. This is all about the IR, where the company ready to find the rate of return. From that they should know the NPV should be equal to the 0. For that cash flow should be equal to the cash outflow. Now the selection of a project is depend upon the cost of capital and rate of return. You can say the required rate of a return and internal rate of return. Now I am telling you that R is a rate of return and K is a cost of capital. If rate of return is higher than a cost of capital, then definitely company select the project. If rate of return lesser than the cost of capital, then company not select that project. From that condition we should meet out the NPV equal to the 0. If NPV is 0, that time we get the discounted rate of return, which rate of return from that company decide to accept project or just to reject the project. This is all about the internal rate of return. So internal rate of return is a discounted rate of return from where the company going to select their investment proposal, from where they mention there the estimated required rate of return, and they compare with that required rate of return with the whatever the rate of return they are getting from a project. That's all about the internal rate of return. Now having a some advantage, that is a time value of money. It's same as we are studied in a NPV. Time value of money just show the worth of our money. It tells about that the worth of money is today is a more than the whatever we are getting in a future, because in a future there are a lot of unpredictable happening it exists, so we can't predict that whatever we are getting in future is a really beneficial for that. That's why we are consider the time value of money. Second is a consider all cash flow. These techniques, why we are saying that is most approachable techniques, because here we are consider the all the cash which we are receiving in a different periods, comparing to the target. From that technique, company mention a estimated percentage. From that they are ready to compare the project. If they are getting the higher return from whatever they are mentioning the company, they definitely ready to select. If percentage of a project, if you are getting a less than their cost of capital, definitely they are not going to select that project. Profitability, yes, it gives the profit to the organization, from where they consider all the cash flow. From they can be perform a number of aspect. That's why this is a most approachable technique, from where we are knowing then the which rate is a suitable for the company. Apart from that, having a some disadvantage. First disadvantage is ignoring the size of a project. Yes, IR select the or concept of IR totally based on the higher rate of return. They never consider the initial investment of a project. If they are suppose if they invest 1 lakh and they are getting cash flow is 25,000 up to the 5 year. If we apply that and suppose we are getting 7.53% from project A. Second project, if we invest only 10,000 and cash flow is 3,000, and same for 5 year, and if we apply the formula, then we will get the 15%. Here company ready to select the B project. From that they are getting a 15%, because 15% is more than a 7.53, but they never recognize that here the lowest investment. So that is a concept that they just deny the size of a project. Another factor, ignore the future cost. Company just think that whatever the highest rate of return, they definitely get the profit for the company. But sometimes whatever the investment having some future cost, like suppose if company purchasing a machine and they are thinking then they are generating the quality of a output, but they never consider that machine having some fuel cost, machine having some repair and maintenance cost. Beside of that, they are just consider whatever the rate they are getting from the machine. So this is a disadvantage of a rate of return. Third most advantage is if company having the huge amount, if company having the multiple cash inflow, that time they are not able to find out the appropriate rate of return. If they having a certain cash flow, then they are able to find out the NP, net present value, over that. But if having a number of a cash flow, that time company are not able to find the appropriate rate of return. That are the disadvantage of a internal rate of return. Now again I'm tell you what is the internal rate of return. It's just a discounting rate from where the company going to check their proposal or potential project. They mention their target rate of return, and from the project whatever they are getting highest rate of return, they are selected. From that they are performing the calculation of a NPV. From where the NPV is 0, then they will get the best higher rate of return for the company. Now we do the some problem. Now we do the formula. Project cost is 32,000, cash inflow 16,000, 14,000, 12,000 at the end of each year up to the 3 year. Now how to calculate the internal rate of return? From that we have to find out the 2 NPV. First is a positive NPV, second one is a negative NPV, and we just to interpolated these NPV. That means we have to find out that point from where the NPV equal to the 0. from where the NPV equal to the 0. Here I am using a trial and error method. Trial and error method I am using, and behalf of that I am going to find out the which rate is suitable for the organization from where the NPV is equal to the 0, that is a discounted rate of the project. Now what we will do for that, we should to know how to find out the NPV. As we already did in a previous video, here I am just telling how to find out the NPV. For a NPV we should have a discounting factor which is randomly select the any rate. From that we have to find out the discounting factor. Here I am selecting the 10% as well as the 18%. Basically, whenever the numeric, if you are not able to find out the 10% in annuity table, or it's not given in your numeric, then how you will find out? There is a formula to find out the discounting factor, that is 1 plus R, and here R is a rate, that is your 10, N is a year. If you are going to find out for the 1 year, that means you are performing the 1 plus 10, that is a 0.1, and if you are calculating this one, then you will get 0.09. Okay, same way you are performing for the second year. Just to put the rate 10%, put the year, that is your 2 year, and you will get the 0.826. This way you are getting the discounting factor. After getting the discounting factor, what you will do, you just know the find out the present value. For that you just multiply the cash flow to the discounting factor, then you will get the present value of cash flow, that is a 14,544 for the 1 year. Same operation you have to perform in second year. Second year we have a cash flow is a 14,000, and rate discounting factor I found it, that is 0.826, to applying a 1 plus R, that is, then I will get the 0.826. If we multiply both, then we will get the 11,564. Same thing we apply in the third, and after that we just summarize whole the present value of cash flow. Summarize whole the present cash flow. We summarize if total, then we will get the 35,120. As we know the in a NPV, what we did, NPV, that is a present value minus initial cost, or you can say cost outflow. Cost outflow. Here we are performing the same thing to know the what is the NPV at 10 rate. We just deduct the whatever the initial cost from the present value of a cash flow, then we will get the 3,120. This is from if we have a rate 10%. Here we getting a positive rate, so we are going to searching a negative rate of a NPV. For that I have chosen a 18%. Just randomly I had chosen the 18%. For second I have chosen a 18% as a rate. From that I am going to find out the present value of a cash flow. Performing a same aspect whatever I did here. Here also find out the discounting factor at 18%. Just do the same thing. Here 1 plus is 18%, 18 upon 100, and divided by the number of 1 year, that you just consider the 1 year. If 2 year, mention 2 year, 3 year, and behalf of that you know the discounting factor. For a first year 0.847, second year 0.718, third year 0.609. Performing the same process, we just multiply the 16,000 to this, and then we will get the 13,552. Second step, we do the same thing. 14,000 multiply 0.781, then we will get the 10,052. And third step we are doing same, and if we calculated whole that, then we will get the present value of a cash flow, that is a 30,912. Here from performing the same method to finding the NPV, present value is of a cash flow, and consider the initial cost outflow. If we deduct these things, then we will get the value 1088. This value in negative term we are getting. This is a negative NPV. That means we have know that what is a negative value of NPV and what is the positive value of a NPV. From that we are going to find out the NPV should be equal to the 0. That's why we can find out the discounted rate of return. For that I am using a formula. Formula is for lower rate plus NPV at lower rate divided by NPV lower rate minus NPV at high rate, multiply by the high difference between the highest rate and lowest rate. Now I am putting the value as lower rate. Whatever lower rate is a 10%, plus in a lower rate whatever NPV, that is a 3120, and in division there is a difference between the lowest NPV minus highest NPV, and multiply with the highest rate, that is a 18, minus lowest rate, that is a 10. If we solve this, then we will get 15.93. This is equal to the 16%. 15.93, this is equal to the 16% after calculating these value. Hope it's clear to. Internal rate is a discounting rate from where the company going to select the project. If their rate of return is highest than their cost of capital, definitely company going to select that project. Whenever the rate of a return is lowest than the cost of a capital, company never think about the project and they easily reject the proposal. Suppose if you are not selecting the randomly any rate of return, if you are not using the trial and error method, that time you can find out the rate of return in the another way. Suppose if you are not going to use the trial and error method to find out the rate of return, how could you find out the rate of return? That time you just do the one thing, just to find out the fake payback period. From that, initial investment is divided by the average cash flow. How could you find out the average cash flow? To sum up the whole cash flow, and which is divided the number of year, that is your, if we combine whole cash flow, whatever the 6 2 number of 3, and suppose if we solving that, whatever the number I am getting, 3 8 whatever number I am getting, from that use here initial investment 32 divided by this one, and we get the 4.38 as a year, as a value. Okay, if we are getting 4.38, what we will do, we just go the annuity table and check that from where, after the 3 year, from where 4.38 is live. If suppose it's live between the 12 to 16%, if suppose it live between the 12 to 16%, then our discounting rate of return is a 12% and 16%. From that we are going to find out the NPV. As we performed earlier, as we did the calculation earlier, we did the same way. Over the 12%, here we find out the discounting factor. Over the 16, we are performing the operation. If we get the two values, then we will put the value over the formula, and then we will get the internal rate of return. So there are the two methods to find out the internal rate of return. One is a trial and error method, from where you are randomly select the any rate of return. Just selection is based on that from one rate of return we are getting a positive value, and from the another rate of return we are getting the discounting factor, from we are getting the NPV is negative. Same way, if we don't go with the any trial and error method, so we should find out the fake payback period method. From that we check the value in a annuity table. From where the value is lie, we have select the discounting factor over that and apply what like that. From where we can be find out the NPV, and should be remember that okay, NPV is positive and second NPV should be negative. From that we can be find out the interpolated NPV, that is a NPV should be 0 to NPV should be 0. That's why we are saying that this is a really appropriate rate of return for the company, just to selection for the project. Last video already done NPV and IR. So if you have any doubt, just go to the description box. Thank you.